The next question says, a blanket policy is employed when the government chooses to run a larger deficit. 1 says contractionary, 2 says proportional, 3 says monetary, and 4 says expansionary. Which one of these is going to be the correct answer? And so the correct answer here is going to be expansionary. And so an expansionary policy leads to a larger deficit in 2 ways. The first is that expansionary policy, if we were to increase government spending, first let's define deficit. A deficit is given when total expenditure is greater than total spending, right? That's government's total budget. And so when you spend more than you have, you run a deficit. So expenditure going up will also contribute to the deficit, and we know that when you employ expansionary policy, the government's going to increase spending likely, and that increase in spending means increased government expenditure, and that causes a larger deficit. And the second way that expansionary policy might lead to a large deficit is the other type of fiscal policy, which is a decrease in tax revenue. If there's a decrease in tax revenue from lower taxes, you're stimulating the market by letting consumers spend more, but you also decrease the amount of money that the government is taking in as tax revenue, and that is also going to drive the deficit because the inflow of cash to the government has gone down. And so expansionary policy causes both those issues. So the previous tutors said expansionary as well, and they said that when the economy slips into a recession due to rapidly decreasing aggregate demand, the government adopts expansionary measures to incentivize consumption such that the profitability of markets can be restored. Expansionary fiscal policy includes tax cuts to increase the personal disposable income of consumers, to enhance the level of aggregate demand, and or increasing the level of government spending. An increase in the level of government spending increases the demand for labor by increasing investment in the market. As employment increases, aggregate demand is pushed rightward due to improvements in the spending capacity of consumers. An economy's budget balance is the difference between government tax revenue receipts generated from tax and other public sources of income and total expenditure made. Hence, if the government decides to go with expansionary policy, it chooses to run a large deficit that is likely to result from decreased taxes and increased expenditure. So that's good.